Splat Communications. For reliable information that sticks.
Please subscribe, comment, share and please don't skip ads.
Good day ladies and gentlemen. Wina po ito ng Splat Communications. Ito po ang ikatlong yugto ng aming paglilinaw kung bakit kinakailangan na kumilos si Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. na mabilis upang maisaayos ang kanyang advokasya na rules-based international order para protektahan ang ating interes at territorial jurisdiction sa exclusive economic zone ng ating bansa, kung kaya kailangan niyang makipag-usap sa iba't ibang leader ng mga bansa upang makakuha ng suporta at kooperasyon. Dahil sa naging maluwag sa pakikitungo ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa China noong kanyang panunungkulan, ngayon ay itinaas na ng level ng pambubuli ng China sa West Philippine Sea sa mga bansang may claim partikular na sa Pilipinas. Good day ladies and gentlemen. Wina po ito ng Splat Communications. Ito po ang ikatlong yugto ng aming paglilinaw kung bakit kinakailangan na kumilos si Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. na mabilis upang maisaayos ang kanyang advokasya na rules-based international order para protektahan ang ating interes at territorial jurisdiction sa exclusive economic zone ng ating bansa, kung kaya kailangan niyang makipag-usap sa iba't ibang leader ng mga bansa upang makakuha ng suporta at kooperasyon. Dahil sa naging maluwag sa pakikitungo ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa China noong kanyang panunungkulan, ngayon ay itinaas na ng level ng pambubuli ng China sa West Philippine Sea sa mga bansang may claim partikular na sa Pilipinas. Dahil sa kagustuhan ni Tatay Diggs na maging malapit tayo sa China, maraming relasyon sa ibang bansa ang ating napabayaan at naisang tabi. Dahil sa pulisiya ng dating administrasyon, lumakas ang loob ng China na gumalaw sa West Philippine Sea. Dito sa bagay na ito, parang isinuko na natin ang ating sovereignty sa China kapalit ang mga pangakong napako. Pinaasa ng China ang Pilipinas, ngunit maraming kasunduan ang hindi nito tinupad, lalo sa ibang mga priority projects noong panahon ni FPRRD. Sa palagay ba ninyo ay dadamayan tayo ng China kung sakali mang magkaroon ng mas malawak na kaguluhan sa West Philippine Sea, kung sa kanilang mga galawan mismo nagmumula ang tensyon at pambubuli? Sa aming palagay, malabo pa sa kanal na mangyari yan. Tatahimik na lang ba dapat tayo sa lahat ng kagustuhan ng China sa pag-angkin sa mga ari-arian na dapat ay sa atin naman talaga? Kaya ngayon, sa pangangampanya ni President BBM ukol sa rules-based order sa South China Sea, dumadami na at nadagdagan ng mga bansang ang ating mga kaalyado para magtanggol ng ating sovereignty, gaya na lang ng mga bansang huling binisita ni PBBM na Germany at Czech Republic sa Europa. Nandyan na din ang Amerika, Australia, Japan, France at marami pang iba. At gaya ng aming naunang nabanggit, mas tumitibay ang defense position natin mula sa external threats dahil sa mga ginagawa na ito ni President Marcos Jr. Sa video na ito ay atin namang tatalakayin commitment ng Amerika para sa ating mga Pilipino bilang isa sa pinakamatagal ng kaalyado ng bansa na mayroon tayong mutual defense treaty. Ilalatag ni Secretary Blinken kung ano ang mga pwedeng asahan ng Pilipinas kung sakaling lumala pa ang tensyon sa West Philippine Sea. Dito sa yugtong ito natin makikita kung bakit mahalaga ang binubuong Trilateral Agreement sa pagitan ng Estados Unidos, Japan at Pilipinas.
How confident are you the US is willing to go to war with China over a disputed reef in the South China Sea?
Oh God! To take a step back from that question is that is precisely what we want to avoid. We want to do everything we possibly can, together with our partners and allies, to avoid that situation whatsoever. This is not poking the bear, as it were. We are trying to do quite the opposite. We're trying to keep things at a manageable level, to continue the dialogues, whatever they are, at every level.
Available na po ang channel membership. Sa inyong tulong ay mabibigyan namin kayo ng mas maraming impormasyon sa pamamagitan ng mga personal meetings, mga regalo na magdadagdag ng iyong kaalaman o kaya ay mga produktong aming binuo para sa inyo. Malaking tulong po ito para sa amin na mas makilala po kayo ng lubusan at magkaroon ng personal na talastasan sa politika man o kahit anong inyong gustong isangguni sa amin, gaya ng sa pagnenegosyo at maraming pang iba. Excited na po kaming makadaupang palad kayo. Maraming salamat po.
Hello everyone, welcome to Splat Communications, your channel for reliable, relevant, and accurate information regarding sports, surveys, statistics, science, politics, people, lifestyle, arts, travel, and technology.
Kanino daw napupunta ang pera?
Kay Eddie.
Sino si Eddie?
Wala ka na ba ibang argumento maisip sa utak mo?
Tumindig kayo.
Yung ganito.
Tinitiyak ko, meron ding titindig sa tabi nyo.
At para lalang sigurado?
Ano pangalan niyo ulit?
Rastaman, yo. Half human, half zombie.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do with a big butt, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Shoutouts. Heriberto Tababa, Carmastaram, Bocap, Leonardo Manansala, Loreto Tando, Bokling Vicente, Ramon Ramos, Ferry Coy, Sading Antipuesto, Emily Masa, Gino Singgengan, Reynaldi Natividad, Yolanda Quintino, Eduardo Rio, Aiza Pelago, Osimong, Bedroof Nomura, Liam Bins, Jex TV, Evelyn Galora, Marimar Magbanua, Sancho Sen, Linda Agayan, Susana Faga, Jens Most, Gobi Farmboy, Nitz Lanon.
Good afternoon, Secretaries. I know you both mentioned Article 4 of the Mutual Defense Treaty and that it takes an armed attack to activate the said agreement, but we also know for a fact that there is an escalation of tensions in the South China Sea, specifically within the West Philippine Sea, Second Thomas Shoal and Scarborough Shoal. And there have been collisions, injuries to among Filipino crew, use of water cannon, and military-grade laser, clearly all gray zone tactics. So the question is whether there's a way to address these incidents which fall just a little below the threshold of an armed conflict. Is there a way to adjust to changing tactics? And is there a stronger action that the international community can take? Because some experts say that the aggression of China in the South China Sea already warrants a sanction.
Let me say a few things to that. First, I think the Philippines has been extremely successful in pursuing and asserting its rights under the law. And we've seen that, and the world has seen that. The world has also seen the very actions that you described taken by China in violation of international law and Filipino rights. And the very visibility of those actions, I think, has provoked from a number of other countries clear statements in support of the Philippines and against these provocative actions that are a threat to peace, security, freedom of navigation, and basic rights under international law. So in and of itself, I think the actions that China's undertaken have produced a reaction, not just from the Philippines, but from a number of other countries. In terms of what we're doing, we're engaged in intense diplomacy. as is the Philippines, so that countries come together, or even individually, to reaffirm international law, to reaffirm the rights that everyone is entitled to. That's important. Second, we have, for many years, made major investments in the capacity of the Philippines. Those investments continue, both in its maritime capacity, but also more broadly in its economic capacity, because its economic strength and resilience is probably the most important factor in determining its long-term security. And I just described some of the things that we're looking at doing to carry that forward in even more effective ways. So I think the response really has been and continues to be a comprehensive one, so that the Philippines can be in the strongest possible position to affirm its rights, as it has been doing, and properly so. Start again simply by thanking the Foreign Secretary for the very strong substantive exchange that we had today, as we always do, both between ourselves and with our teams. I was last in the Philippines shortly after the election of President Marcos, and it is fair to say that since then we have achieved remarkable progress in our relationship. The meeting between President Biden, President Marcos, and the White House last May set us on an ambitious course, and I think Ricky said it very well. We've been in hyperdrive, and that's demonstrated by the results we've already achieved, but also by our commitment to doing more together in the interests of both of our countries. The alliance has never been stronger, but we not only have to sustain that, we have to continue to accelerate the momentum. The Philippines is our oldest ally in the Indo Pacific, more than 70 years working together to promote peace and security in the region. The EDCA expansion is strengthening that further, creating new locations for access to work together on humanitarian assistance, on disaster relief, including, for example, relief after the recent typhoons, and as well as creating greater interoperability, modernizing our military with real and important benefits for local communities. We have a shared concern about the PRC's actions that threaten our common vision for a free, open Indo-Pacific, including in the South China Sea and in the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Repeated violations of international law and the rights of the Philippines, water cannons, blocking maneuvers, close shadowing, other dangerous operations. These waterways are critical to the Philippines, to its security, to its economy, but they're also critical to the interests of the region, the United States, and the world. It's why we stand with the Philippines and stand by our iron-clad defense commitments, including under the Mutual Defense Treaty. Article 4 extends to arm attacks on the Filipino Armed Forces, public vessels, aircraft, including those of its Coast Guard, anywhere in the South China Sea. Most important is we stand together in our determination to uphold international law for the Philippines, for everyone else, against any provocative actions. As the Foreign Secretary mentioned, we're also deepening our cooperation with partners who share this commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific. The Trilateral with Japan is a very important platform for building even greater stability and deepening peace. Just over the past year, our governments have increased cooperation on a whole host of shared priorities, not only security, but economic cooperation, humanitarian assistance, critical infrastructure. We've had trilateral meetings over the past year to include meetings between myself, Ricky, and our Japanese counterpart, the Vice President, President Marcos, and Prime Minister Kishida, National Security Advisor Sullivan and his counterparts. And this week in Tokyo, Deputy Secretary of State Kurt Campbell will be meeting with his counterparts. All of this leading to the summit meeting between President Biden, President Marcos, Prime Minister Kishida at the White House on April 11th, the first trilateral leader summit with the United States, the Philippines, and Japan. We're constantly expanding this partnership to meet bigger challenges, to seize bigger opportunities, including semiconductors, and you heard the Foreign Secretary reference that. I had a chance today to visit the Amcor facility, which is quite remarkable. But if you look at what the Philippines is doing in this area, it's already extraordinary. The Philippines has about 20% of the global market for assembly, for testing, and for packaging. And of course, it's a big part of the Philippines economy, representing about 12% of its GDP. But we want to support Filipino manufacturing, decrease dependencies, strengthen global supply chains. In November, we launched a partnership under the CHIPS and Science Act to explore opportunities to grow and to diversify semiconductor supply chains. During the mission that Secretary Mundo recently conducted very successfully, this presidential trade mission last week, we announced plans to invest an additional $1 billion in the Filipino tech sector and to double the number of semiconductor factories here in the Philippines. And we're exploring, as you've heard, opportunities through the growth and investment, global investment and infrastructure program. Transformative investments in infrastructure that could have a major benefit for the semiconductor industry by addressing barriers to investment, including some of the logistics and energy costs. We're assessing additional priority areas for investment: clean energy, transportation, logistics, warehousing, to increase food security, for example. And it's a partnership, I'll just say in conclusion, that is growing day by day in a variety of other areas as well, from cyberspace to artificial intelligence to clean energy to critical minerals to outer space. We very much appreciate the Philippines joining us in sponsoring a resolution at the United Nations on artificial intelligence, the first standalone resolution on AI focused on deploying AI for the benefit of sustainable development. We now have more than 75 co-sponsors. So it's a long way of saying we've already seen an extraordinary expansion in our partnership these last couple of years, but as the Foreign Secretary said, there's a lot more to do, and I'm very glad to be here to advance that effort. Thank
Ano
you.
po ang masasabi nyo dito? Maari lang po na pakilagay sa comment section ang inyong saloobin. Dito na po nagtatapos ang ating ikatlong bahagi ng serye na ito. Sana po ay samahan niyo ulit kami sa aming editorial at paliwanag ukol sa mga posibleng naging kaganapan kung paano nangyari ito at ang mga bagay na naging dahilan kung bakit nagkaganito ang posisyon ng ating pamahalaan ngayon. Sa ngalan ng lahat sa Splat Communications team, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Till next time. Stay safe. Lina out. Bye.